Good morning. First morning after Xyrem. Um, I've been awake for almost 2 hours now, making breakfast, answering emails, drinking coffee. Um, yeah, so it was fine. So last night I took 2.25 milligrams the first time at like 9 o'clock. I was super tired. I was gonna take it at 9:30 just to make sure I had the full um, 2 hours after eating and some wiggle room because you have to think like when did you stop eating, right? And drinking water and stuff. Um, we went out to a brewery to meet my husband's boss yesterday, and it was hard not to have a drink and not to eat a lot. So but I did it. So I took 2.25 milligrams about the first for the first dose about 9 o'clock. Set the little alarm clock that it comes with, but it never woke me up. So it was under my pillow. It's like a memory foam pillow, so I don't know if it was just too quiet. But I put my phone under my pillow with my alarm, and I hear it fine. I had the alarm clock it comes with has vibration and audio mode options, and I had them both on, so I don't know what happened. I read the instructions like a dork, super carefully, step by step, like overkill on that alarm clock, and I don't know. Anyway, I woke up like a little after. Actually, I think I took it at 9, and then I had at 9:30. I think an alarm went off on my phone to take my medication, and I forgot that that was on, and I couldn't wait and took it at 9. So that woke me up, and then I went back to sleep. I think I was just like floating into sleep, and I woke up at like 10:30, so an hour later, and had to go to the bathroom. So I guess the thing I was most interested to find out was what does it feel like to take Xyrem like within the first 5 minutes, 15 minutes, half hour, hour, like if you don't fall asleep, if you do fall asleep. If I think I was most curious if you don't fall asleep, what does it feel like? Like, do you feel trippy? So I'm laying there in the dark with my eyes closed, super tired, but I couldn't sleep. I think I was just kind of like had the jitters and the nerves and excitement about, having a new scenario. And so my brain wasn't quite going to sleep as quickly as usual, even though I was really tired. And I kind of imagined like maybe a little buzzing in my body and maybe a little like wooziness in my head. Not so much as side effects, but like feeling a little trippy. But I don't know. And like just laying in the dark, focusing on that, you can kind of imagine anything. When I got up to go to the bathroom, I was like, meh, or even just opening my eyes and rolling over, I felt like, yeah, no, that could be my imagination. So it was like super mild. And then I thought I was feeling sleepy, but not any more sleepy than I usually do when I lay in bed and fall asleep. So I go to bed with my 2-year-old daughter and my husband in bed, usually all of us, or at least me and my daughter at the same time. And I help her fall asleep. And then usually when she's asleep, if I'm not asleep, I'll roll over and like read the news on my phone until I fall asleep, or get sleepy enough that I can't read it anymore. And so I tried rolling over and reading, and I was a little too sleepy to follow anything. So I don't know. I don't know if it was the Xyrem or not. It didn't feel like extremely sleepier than usual. But then I did wake up. Both with the alarm, at 9:30, and then an hour later at 10:30, naturally. And then, so I set the alarm for midnight for 4 hours later to take the second dose, another 2.25 milligrams, and I don't know what happened. Like I said, I don't know if the alarm didn't work or what. I'm going to just use the alarm on my phone because that wakes me up. And then I woke up naturally at 2:30 a.m. to go to the bathroom. And so I took another dose. That was, what, 3 plus 2, 5.5 hours after my first dose. I felt fine at 2:30 in the morning, just tired because it was the middle of the night. So I had I guess I went in the kitchen. I prepped him in the kitchen because I didn't want my daughter to get near him. So I prepped him in the kitchen. Now you're supposed to be in bed so that, right away, if you feel sleepy, you're in bed already. But I felt fine. And yeah, went back to sleep. No problem. I had an alarm. My husband had to wake up early. He had set some alarms for before 6 a.m. and I heard those. But I think I went back to sleep. And then I had an alarm set for 6 a.m. to wake up in the morning, and, it went off, and I woke up fine. And so, yeah, I had my coffee, walking around in the morning. I don't know, things felt a little clearer. Usually I wake up with this, hangover feeling. It's like a sleep hangover, or I just feel, fuzzy and heavy, just, all in here. And it's really, I just slept? Because I feel like I need to sleep, afresh, a new night of sleep. I feel like I'm going to bed. Yeah. So that didn't feel so bad this morning, I guess. And my husband said it seemed like I was moving a little faster. That sleepy feeling in the morning. Sometimes I'll knock into a wall or something. And this morning I didn't feel that way. But I don't know. It could have just been I was extra alert because I knew there was something to pay attention to this morning, something different. I don't know. But it felt good. So. Kumi Kumi. My daughter wants to watch Kumi Kumi. My daughter wants Kumi Kumi. I thought this was funny. Look who the package comes from. Jenna's Shorty. Shorty! I'm getting my medicine from Shorty. He's my dealer in Missouri. I thought that was funny. It was annoying though because the day before the delivery, when they're gonna so it only is distributed by one pharmacy and there's one manufacturer by FDA regulation, and the pharmacy was going to overnight it yesterday, and they gave me the tracking number, and I went on to FedEx.com, and it had delivery conveniences, and so I chose the 2-hour window and paid $10 for a 2-hour window, and I would be home because I needed to work and I couldn't stay home and wait for it all day. And then yesterday the tracking is updating and showing that it's coming when I'm gone, and I'm like, what? And then it showed that there was a delivery failure, that I wasn't home. And I'm like, I had a window chosen and he came too early. And then I get this call, and this woman from the local FedEx office is like, oh yeah, you can't, and then I saw that it was delivered and there was no more options to choose any windows. The only options left were to have it at a FedEx facility. So I chose one near my house and thought, okay, the guy will deliver it there. And then I get a call from a woman at the main FedEx place nearby, and was like, oh, you can't, because of the sender needing an adult signature on this, you can't do any FedEx options. There's no delivery options. You just have to take it the way it comes. And I'm yesterday I went through the whole thing to choose a 2-hour delivery window. So every month now I'm going to have to, you can choose your delivery day, but you can't choose your window. And you can't. She said on the phone, no, the nurse on the program line said that you can choose to have it go to a FedEx location instead. But this FedEx woman on the phone is telling me that because it requires an adult signature, that I can't choose any of those options with this kind of package. So I'm a little worried about that, if I'm going to have to once a month, oh no, I'm going to have to stay home once a month. But that's not reasonable, because a lot of people on this medication, probably have, I have the flexibility in my job where I can work from home sometimes, but a lot of people don't have
Alert that. From calendar.
Kid. So anyway, sorry about all these noises. So that's we'll see how that goes. But it will be annoying if the delivery is not a little more customized. But maybe I can just have it delivered to a FedEx place and pick it up every time, just in case the scheduling doesn't work. So that was the only thing. Dosing it was super easy. The taste was, everyone I'll tell you about the Facebook group. Everyone says that the taste is terrible and it's super salty. And I was like, Yeah, it was chemically and pretty salty, but it's not as salty as like I thought it was gonna be like when you gargle. The nurse was like, if you want to rinse your mouth out because it's gross, like don't drink like a full glass of water. Just drink a little water to wash your mouth out because you don't want to like dilute it in your stomach because it's not as it reduces the efficacy. It's not as effective. Same reason that you shouldn't eat food with it. It's not about like throwing up in the night or anything like that. And then but yeah, it was. I mean, I thought maybe it would be as salty as like when you gargle salt water, but it wasn't that bad at all. It was just like mild salt. It was like chicken broth salty, and but instead of tasting like chicken, it was like chemically. But I just tried to chug it and had a little bit of water to rinse my mouth, and it wasn't so bad. So the taste is not terrible, but it's not good. Yeah, I checked out the Facebook group. Like, there's a Facebook Xyrem support group, and oh man, I left the group because, first of all, most of the posts are questions that people should be asking the nurse or the pharmacy line. Like, why are you asking these strangers? And they give you the information in like 100 different forms. They give you the USB drive. They give you that giant book I showed you last time. They give you the quick start guide. And they email you stuff, and your doctor tells you everything, and the nurse tells you everything, and the pharmacist tells you everything. And then when it comes, it's all in there again. And then it's all in the little, like, practically tissue paper fold out that comes in the box with the medication. And then there's a quick start guide that you're supposed to put next to your bed. It's this little, like, pop-up spiral book, like when you go to Chili's and they have the appetizer menu on the table. It's like that kind of thing that you're supposed to keep by your bed. And it is like all the information again with like the phone number and everything. So I'm just like, first of all, like, why do you people in this Facebook group have these questions? And second of all, why aren't you asking the nurse line? Why are you asking Facebook people? That's like the worst place to get your answers. So yeah, I was like, this is not useful to read. And then a lot of people were just like, had really specific other things in their life, like other ailments that they were like, hey guys, do any of you have this, this, and that? Or does any of you make this and that worse? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I understand, like, wanting support and like that if you need it, but I don't find that helpful because, like, I don't know if, like, the things they're talking about are related to their other ailments and not to Xyrem at all. And so reading that is not useful to me, and I'm not going to be able to help them because I don't know anything about their other ailments. And then reading all these side effects that people are wondering about that could be from other things is just kind of scary to read that about Xyrem. And, I'm sure that it attracts a lot of the people that are having problems, taking it. And so the sample is, kind of a problematic group of patients because they're all on there with something that they need help with. Like, one person's like, oh, it's the middle of the night and I can't sleep, and I know I'm texting you guys, and it's like, I don't have anything to tell that person, and I don't need to hear their problems on my own. So anyway, I didn't find anything useful. There wasn't like tips about adjusting your lifestyle, or it didn't seem like a very sober group of people, not in like the sobriety sense, but in the like, calm, reasoned conversation. So I will get that elsewhere, I guess, from my family. And if I have questions, I'll ask the nurse line, and I'll talk to my other healthcare providers if I want, specific physical feedback. So I don't know if you guys know of any other kind of support groups for Xyrem about like your lifestyle changes or anything like that. Tell me in the comments. Yeah, I think that's everything about what it's been like. So we'll take it again tonight, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Yay! Day 1 over. Feeling good, I think.